Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's live broadcast of the Star Mazda Australian Championship. I'm Bernie Weemers and I'm joined tonight by Trent Thomas. Hi Trent, how you going tonight, mate?
Good evening, Bernie. Good evening, viewers. I'm doing well, thank you. Had a few issues with Smack lately, so it's good to be back on the air with the race tonight.
Yeah, last week Andrew did try to get the servers going. He tried about 4 times, but unfortunately the tournament settings just weren't working for him. So we're sorry about that, viewers, but we're here live tonight and we're looking forward to a fantastic race. We have a total of around about 41 drivers, if I'm not wrong, for tonight's race.
Yeah, we're expecting about 41 drivers, so that's if everyone shows up. So it's a very, very full grid. We've got 42 pit stall capacity at this track, so yeah, we've got a full track tonight.
Yeah, so that's going to be extremely exciting around Zolder if we get 41 Star Mazdas here tonight. The guys are currently out there qualifying, but we'll have a quick look at our track. At the moment, they're racing on the Zolder Grand Prix circuit, so the difference between this configuration and what they were running in Ozsmack is this final chicane, which you can see them going through here now. So they're going to have to... what sort of gear will they take through there? Will it be second or third, Trent?
I'm pretty sure they'll change down to second. Gets the car slowed down and it also gives them a little bit extra drive out of the corner with the lower gear.
Yeah, so it should also add to excitement. The other thing to keep an eye on, folks, around here are the ripple strips, especially on the outside of turn 1. We had a couple of Star Mazdas run into that, and I must admit they do get airborne quite a lot there, and we even had some hit the fence down here in the chicane. But looking at the weather, it's clear out there tonight. Wind speed's about 11 kilometres per hour, but the track temperatures are scorching 36 degrees Celsius. So these guys are in for another hot day out there, Trent.
Yeah, it certainly makes for slightly slippery conditions out there on the tyres. Star Mazda tyres are well known for being quite durable, so there's not going to be any real tyre wear issues, but it'll certainly be a little bit slippery out there for them.
Certainly will, and I'm having a look at our grid now, and I can confirm we do have all 41 drivers in there at the moment. Quite a lot of guys are yet to turn laps. So at the moment, provisional pole goes to Aaron Lee. He's done his first qualifying lap with a 1:28.885. He just set there. Marcelo Rivera's right behind him though with a 1:28.976.
Yeah, and as we see in most Smack races, the times are quite close together. There's really not much between most of the field.
Yeah, that's right. The fastest guys are in the 1:28s at the moment. The slowest guys are down there in the very low 1:31s. Some are in the 1:32s, but they'll pick up as their qualifying progresses here. And as usual, folks, it's single qualifying here, so we can see all the drivers, but they can't see each other, and that just allows them to get in full qualifying laps without any distractions from other drivers. It also stops people slipstreaming, so it's up to the driver to get that car at as high on the grid as they are able. So at the moment we're looking at Marcelo Rivera here in second position. His last lap was a 1:28.976. So Trent, have you managed to do some laps around here in the Star Mazda? And if you have, what's it like?
Yeah, I managed to do some laps in the practice session earlier this week. It's actually not too bad. It's quite a good flowing track actually, except for there's 2 very, very tight chicanes, which is that last one coming onto the last straight, and there's one around the back end of the circuit as well. That's really, really tight chicanes, but the rest of the circuit's actually quite flowing, and it is a pretty fun circuit, particularly in this car. This car really rewards smooth, fluid driving, and really a flowing track really suits this car.
Yeah, and I guess you've got to really get used to the tight chicanes around here, don't you? Although, looking at James Keane, he's not lifting much as he's taking those chicanes.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between the quicker drivers and the not as quick drivers, is their ability to negotiate those chicanes, especially, I'm not sure what turn it is, but it's the first chicane that they come to. I have absolutely all amounts of trouble with that corner. I could never get it right, and you get it wrong and you hit those curbs and the car literally will go flying.
It certainly will, and during the Ozsmack we did see our race leader at that time hit one of those curbs, and yes, he did go flying and he ended up into the fence on the outside, so it doesn't take much for it all to go pear-shaped around here at Zolder, so the drivers are definitely going to have to be on their game tonight, especially with 41 drivers out there.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if we don't see a single car hit that curb and go flying, so that's certainly something we'll keep an eye out for tonight. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it will happen tonight, and the other thing to keep an eye on, folks, is at the start, keep an eye on turn 1 there. That's quite a tricky corner there. It's slightly negative camber, and I know in the GT3s it can cause a bit of heartache. Not quite sure about the Star Mazdas, but normally there's carnage there in the first lap.
Yeah, it is a bit of a tricky corner though, and it's kind of wide on its approach, but really narrows in the middle of the corner. It looks like there's multiple lines through the corner, but it really does have a really narrow racing line through that turn.
Yeah, it tightens up if I'm correct, as they come to the exit of that apex, or the exit of the corner tightens up. Aaron Lee just set another fastest time, 1:28.869, so he's in provisional pole, but Michael Schreier, he's sitting in second at the moment with a 1:28.916, so there's not a lot in this. James Keane is currently in third. We have Marcelo Rivera out there in fourth at the moment, putting in his final lap, and Gary Hamilton rounds out our top 5.
It's good to see Schreier up there actually having a good qualifying. He hasn't had a very good qualifying the last few rounds, and he's ended up having to fight his way through the field to try and get a result. So hopefully the fact that he started up the pointy end, he shouldn't have as hard a job to get up to the front, because he's already there, so he should be on for a strong result tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely, as we can see him going in the pits there, he's pretty happy. He's only done 2 qualifying laps. This was his third, so sitting in second. And I guess, with 41 drivers out there, getting as far up that grid as you possibly can would have to be absolutely imperative for having a good race here tonight.
Oh, it definitely would. With some of these tight corners that are on this track, track position is definitely going to be key here. And pitting early, I don't think is going to work, like we see with some of the smaller fields when the field splits. Pitting early can be quite a successful pit strategy, but once we've got a full field in the single split like we do tonight, that early pit stop really doesn't really work out so well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. The undercut probably wouldn't work with that much traffic out there. Having a look at our grid, folks, bear with me. We do have 41 to go through here, so I'll be as quick as I can. We have Aaron Lee in pole position, followed by Michael Schreier. James Keane will take off on third tonight. As I try to get our cameras working here, we can see them lining up now. Marcelo Rivera out of fourth. Gary Hamilton will start out of fifth. We have Osborne in sixth, Anderson seventh, Strickland eighth. Leighton Fine will start out in ninth, followed by Mark Rayner in 10th. 11th is Harley Harlow, Dylan Francis in 12th, Simon Erickson in 13th, 14th Dylan Shepherd, 15th Matthew Nethercote, 16th will be David Jellings, 17th Paul Nelson, 18th Sean Watts, 19th Ben Darley, Simone Gelly will start out of 20th. 21st is Ashley Thomas, 22nd David Pegler, followed by Tajavara. 24th is Barry, and Goodman is in 25th. 26th Taylor, Falcamada in 27th, TJ Brown in 28th, Warren Pickering 29th, Rodney Dangry 30th. 31st is Andy O'Brien, followed by Brock Kramer in 32nd, 33rd Damon Carr, Aaron Farmer in 34th, Jeff Rahali in 35th. Stephen Downs 36th, 37th will be Andrew Kiss, Darren Lessu out of 38th, 39th is Alistair Whelan, followed by Mark Espley in 40, and rounding out a field of 41 is Michael McCabe.
Ready, green flag, have a great day.
So the revs are, and the drivers are off. Aaron's got a good start there, so we've got a big hit already. There's a big hit down there. It doesn't look like someone got off the line there. We'll try and get that replay to you soon, folks, but at the moment we have Aaron Lee out in first position. Looks like, is that Marcelo Rivera there jumped up into second?
Yeah, he's got off to a good start. He's moved himself up into second pretty quickly there ahead of Australia.
So looking down the field, we can see them all streaking through here. Apart from that incident on the start, it looks like it's been a fairly clean start, but as we see them coming through the chicane for the first time, the drivers are going to have to be careful. Boy, this is an amazing sight, Trent, seeing all these cars out here tonight.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I was just looking at the number of cars, and it's absolutely phenomenal to see this many cars in that single shot. So yeah, it's great. James Keane, I think, was a bit of a loser on that start. He started third. He's dropped back in the order there. He went wide at turn 2 and 3, hit the curbs, and he's got a little bit of front wing damage there.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on him to see if he needs that repaired, but at the moment we have Aaron Lee in first position, followed by Marcelo Rivera as they come through to complete lap 1 of 25. Michael Schreier there's dropped back into third, but he's getting his rhythm now, which is good to see.
Yes, indeed. Looks like we've got a couple of people in the pits already early on. A couple of them look like they have a bit of damage, so...
See further back here, Simone Galley is up to 18th at the moment, and he's got quite a bit of nose damage on that car as well, and it looks like we've got further damage, further incidents further back. Okay, I'm just going to we've got that car 39 back there's got a lot of rear wing damage. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm just resetting our overlays, and we will. I'll let you know who that is straight away. So that looks like that was Darren Lessu. No, it wasn't Darren Lessu. Man, it's going to be one of them nights at the moment. But at the moment, it's all happening out front here, folks. We've got Marcelo Rivera in first position now, followed by Michael Schreier. Aaron Lee has disappeared from my timing monitor. Gary Hamilton third, Aaron Osborne fourth, fifth is Justin Strickland.
Yeah, Aaron's disappeared from my screen too, so I don't know if he's had an issue of some sort.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He was looking strong there tonight, but he might be having internet connection issues out there. So
he's actually come a gutser at that chicane that we spoke about. He's launched and then hit the wall.
That's no good at all. And fortunately, I can't bring that replay up at the moment because I've had to reset the overlays. But it's all happening out front here with Marcelo Rivera leading the way with Michael Schreier here in second. The field starting to stretch out a little bit, but there's a lot of cars down here and there's good racing everywhere. Scott Goodman at the moment is sitting in 23rd position, and he's followed by Aaron Farmer. Having a look now, Alistair Whelan, he's threading the needle here. They're going 3 wide into the chicane. Oh, and we've got another car off. That was Aaron Farmer, I think, and we've got another car into the fence down there. And that was
a 3 wide does not go into that chicane at all.
No, and Aaron had that rear end totally locked up there, and it ended up disaster for him as he was spun out and and he hit the fence there. Looking further back at the moment, Michael McCabe's doing a great job in 21st, and he's got Warren Pickering back there as well, battling in, and then TJ Brown. So TJ did well last night in the GT3s for the Pro-Am, so no doubt he's looking for a good race here again tonight. But up front at the moment, folks, we have Marcelo Rivera in the lead, followed by Michael Schreier. And Michael just set Aaron Osborne set the fastest lap, 1:28.631 at the moment.
Yeah, Aaron Osborne has been getting quicker and quicker every week, so he's definitely going to be a car to keep an eye on as this race continues.
Yeah, we've got Aaron sitting back there at the moment. He's in third position, 1.705 seconds down from the leader, and we'll keep an eye on him as this race progresses. But Michael's now starting to close up on Marcelo Rivera here.
Yeah, it seems to be the same every week. Just having a look at the point standings after drop rounds, there's only 4 points between these two drivers, with this race plus 3 more to go, and that's advantage to Schreier. He's got a 4-point advantage over Rivera, but Marcelo has actually used his 2 drop rounds that the drivers get for the season. So he's had 2 bad race results, which is why he's still in the hunt for the championship. But Schreier has been Mr. Consistent all season, and as long as he continues his consistency, he's going to be on possibly to go back to back for the championship. Whereas Marcelo Rivera, he can't afford to have any more bad races or bad results, because they will count towards his points total.
Yeah, so the pressure's really on Marcelo here. I guess Michael's got the luxury, he can just sit on the back of Marcelo and pressure him, I guess, for the next 15 or 16 laps and try to force a mistake. But he doesn't want to get too complacent there, though, because Aaron Osborne, he's on his way catching these two.
Yeah, he's definitely got some pace. He might actually get by Schreier if he gets into a good enough position to make the pass. There's not really too many passing opportunities around this track, but most of it will be under the hard braking areas, I think.
Yeah, they seem to make a lot of time up through those chicanes and that hairpin they've just come through. You can see now Aaron starting to tuck in behind Michael. He's looking for a good tow here, and he's looking really strong tonight.
Oh, he definitely is. He may just sit behind Michael for a lap or two just to figure out where his car's better than Michael's, and from there he can plan his move, the best place to get it done so it's nice and clean, and he can move on and start to attack Rivera for the lead.
Yeah, so looking at this track, where's the best opportunities for Aaron to make his moves?
Probably into turn 1 is always a good position, and the chicane that they're coming up to now, as long as you get alongside fairly early, you can sort of force your way in there under brakes, and again, I think as we go along across this hill, well, we had a car spin there in front of the guys. This chicane here can be another opportunity. It's another heavy braking area. As we see Aaron, he did have a look there, and Australia had to clock there. And the other opportunity is coming up after this series of corners, another heavy braking zone just around this corner. And then there's a right-hander, and this is another area they can try and get down the inside.
Yeah, as we can see there, Aaron and Michael starting to close in there. And I guess this is probably one of the more important corners to get right on that exit, isn't it? So they can carry that momentum up here into the final chicane and onto the main straight here.
Yeah, definitely. Any long straight that the drivers come to, you want to get the best exit as possible off the corner previous to that straight. Just had a car spin in the background there, and yeah, that ensures that you get the best speed up that straight and maximum speed lap time.
Just having a look at our replay here. Harley Harlow had a bit of an incident further back. I think that was Harley we saw spinning coming out of this chicane here. And I stand corrected, it wasn't. So we'll go back to live pictures. I'm having one of those nights tonight, folks.
Harley's a new driver to the series for tonight. So it's good to see we're still attracting new drivers in the series, and it looks like he's actually got some pace as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, well, Harley's at the moment sitting nicely up here in 7th position. He's only 8.7 seconds off the lead. Having a look at his times at the moment, he does have some pretty good pace. He's in the very low 130s at the moment, and he's looking quite consistent there. Although he does have a bit of front wing damage, but so do a lot of the cars ahead of him. But at the moment we've got Marcelo Rivera out front, Michael Schreier's still there. They're starting to get a bit of a gap now over Aaron Osborne, and Gary Hamilton sits back there in 4th. He's got quite a bit of a gap now over James Keane, who's 5.7 seconds down from the leader, and he's getting a bit of a hurry up here by Justin Strickland.
Yeah, I'm sure that front wing damage isn't helping Keane at all. We're probably experiencing a little bit of understeer, but that'll get fixed in his pit stop. The drivers get one free repair per race, which means whatever damage they happen to have to their car, they can come into the pits and it's instantly fixed for them for free. There's no wait time or anything like that, and they get one of those per race. So if they happen to damage their car a second time, they actually have to sit there and actually wait for the repairs as if the car was actually being worked on.
We've got Josh Anderson at the moment sitting in the pits taking service. He's got a bit of front wing damage as well, so it's 18 laps to go. He might be looking at trying to work out some sort of undercut, or he's just not happy with the way that car's handling. But I tell you what, we've got quite a few cars sitting in the pits at the moment.
It's never a good sign to see lots of cars in the pit lane, unless they're just doing normal service, but they're sitting there for a period of time. Chances are that they could be getting that damage repaired. They may have already used that fast repair that I spoke about before, and they're having to actually get the car repaired.
And at the moment we've got quite a few cars on the first lap that have been in trouble. Having a look, I think these are our retirement so far, Trent. Aaron Farmer, Paul Nelson, Damien Carr, Jeff Rayleigh, Mark Rayner is in the pits there, and looking like he's going to come back out. Aaron Lee and Dylan Shepherd, they all look like they're our retirement so far.
Yeah, those guys all look like they have left the service, so they've called it for the night. Obviously irreparable damage, and they've decided to go home early.
Yeah, and it's claimed a few big names in there. We've got Dylan Shepherd retired. Aaron Lee, our pole sitter, has also retired after coming unstuck in that first chicane and hitting the fence. So that leaves us with Marcelo Rivera now in the lead. They're starting to lap cars. Michael Schreier's in second. He's starting to get a bit of pressure from Aaron Osborne. Gary Hamilton is just hanging on at the moment, and James Keane's dropping back with that wing damage.
Yeah, this top four seem to have settled down a little bit. I think Aaron may have sort of decided he's just going to sit behind Schreier for a bit, and maybe he'll try and jump in through the pit stop phase. But I think the four guys have just settled down for now and just sort of settling into this phase of the race.
Yeah, that's. I think that's what they'd be doing, because all these guys are so quick that I don't think they can really hope in getting a huge gap over each other. But Marcelo Rivera just set a new fastest lap of a 1:28.623, and he's got a gap now of 0.8 of a second over Michael Schreier in second. So I'm just having a look further down the field, folks. We've got a bit of a battle here between Sean Watson, Paul Tarjavara. Paul's probably he's got about 0.7 of a second to close in, but they're sitting in 12th position at the moment. So the field's definitely spread out. Simon Galley here though for 13th. He's having a good battle with Paul now as he ranges on the back. So we'll keep an eye on this battle, because this looks like it's probably one of the more exciting battles of the track tonight.
Yeah, it looks like this is the closest battle to be watching. There's a lot of little battles around the track at the moment, but I think this group's probably the closest, other than the leading group.
Yeah, and we'll jump in between these two, I think. So at the moment, Simon's getting a bit of a run here on the 37 Carlo Portagevara. Meanwhile, up front, we have Marcelo Rivera still in front, only 0.4 of a second to Michael Schreier now. So Michael's starting to close. They have dropped Aaron a little bit, but they've definitely dropped James Keane. He's down to 7 seconds now with that front wing damage.
Just watching this battle back here, Leighton Fine and who else is that? Andrew Kiss, I think it is. They're battling quite hard for position 21 and 21st.
Yeah, they're having a great battle here as Leighton had a look on the inside and he pushed Andrew wide there as they avoided contact. But yeah, Leighton's looking really racy here in that Mad Cow Star Mazda tonight.
Just out of curiosity, has he made a pit stop at all, Bernie? Because Leighton's usually a front runner in this field.
No, he hasn't made a pit stop as yet. But one person that has made a pit stop is Gary Hamilton. He did a 10-second stop, as we see Leighton Fine now jump up to 19th, and he's a man on a mission. So yeah, it's a bit strange to see Leighton so far down the grid, but he's definitely trying to make up those positions.
Yeah, Andrew certainly didn't make that easy for him to make that pass, that's for sure. He had to work every single centimetre of track, but he ended up getting that pass done, and it's not easy to do into that chicane.
No, it's I was sort of holding my breath a little bit there as we were calling that too wide through there, but both cars got through. Andrew went a little bit wide back there, but Leighton's definitely got the pace. I'm just looking at his times. Last time was a 1:31.427. We'll see what he can do once he gets a bit of air around him.
Yeah, now he's in clear air. I'm sure he will make a bit of a break. We can see there the gap between them is 0.2 of a second that he's pulled after that pass. So I'm sure he'll just pull away from Andrew Kiss there and work his way up to Gary Hamilton, who must have had a pit stop.
Yeah, Gary's stopped. He did a 10-second flat. We've also the other guys that have stopped at the moment: Dylan Francis, Matt Nethercote, Simon Galley, Joseph Falcamata, Rodney Dangry have all stopped. So has Andy O'Brien, but none of the top runners have at this point, apart from
Aaron Osborne's just coming to the pits now, so he's from 3rd position. So we'll see where he comes out in relation to Gary Hamilton, because he was in 4th right behind.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. We've got another cars followed him in behind there. I'm not sure who that is at the moment, but it'll be interesting now where Aaron comes out, because he doesn't want to come out in traffic if he can at all help it. And we've got Gary now coming into the final chicane here.
Aaron's just left his pit stalls, so he's heading out the pit exit now.
Okay, so Gary's just coming across the start-finish line now.
And yeah, Aaron's back on track.
And he's in clean air too, which is what he would want to do. The last thing you want to do is, if you're up the front there, is have your pits and then get caught up in a lot of traffic. But I guess with this amount of traffic out there, it's going to be really hard to pick the right time to pit.
Yeah, it definitely is. With the field spread out as far as they are, lap times in the 1:30s, 40 odd cars. You're going to have a car every 3 seconds ish on average.
We've got our race leader Marcelo Rivera, Michael Schreier, both in the pits now, so they're reacting to Aaron Osborne's stop here. It's going to be interesting to see if Michael can jump Marcelo here in pit strategy.
Schreier's notorious for his pit stops, so yeah, it will be interesting to see if he can get the jump on Rivera or not.
Yeah, well, he pulls in front of Rivera here. Rivera's just having a look so far, 6.7, 8.7 seconds. We'll keep an eye on this, folks, and see where they come out. Michael Schreier,
there he goes.
10.1 seconds to Marcelo Rivera's 11.7 seconds. But where's Aaron in all of this? That's a question. So Aaron's just coming down now into the... where is he? Second corner, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him myself.
So at the moment, once all pit stops go through, Michael Schreier has taken the lead here over Marcelo Rivera. Aaron Osborne is sitting further down. I'm just trying to get that gap for you, folks. Yeah, we'll have to wait for it all to settle down, but he's about 2 seconds down just from that pit stop, I think.
I think it might even be a bit more than that. Could be closer to 4 or 5 seconds. But yeah, so he's lost out of that one, and Schreier's the big winner once again, showing that his pit stops is definitely one of his strengths. But then again, after the Brands Hatch race where Rivera ran out of fuel, maybe he just stayed in for that extra little bit just to make sure he doesn't run out in this race, because he can't afford to have that bad result.
Yeah, so that's Marcelo that can't afford that bad result, isn't it?
Yeah, Marcelo Rivera, he can't have any more bad results at all, so he may have just gone that precautionary extra little bit longer, have an extra little bit of fuel just to make sure that he will get home.
Yeah, we've got Justin Strickland at the moment taking service. His stop was 11.5 seconds as he comes back out to rejoin. So at the moment, folks, looking at our top 6, they've all taken service now. We have Marcelo Rivera in front, Michael Schreier in front, sorry Michael. Marcelo is in second and closing now on Michael Schreier. Aaron Osborne sitting back there in third position, and that gap is 4.2 seconds back to Aaron at the moment. Justin Strickland, he's up into fourth position at the moment, but coming under pressure from Gary Hamilton.
Yeah, Gary Hamilton seemed to lose quite a lot of time during that pit stop phase. He was right behind Aaron Osborne. It was the top 4 was Rivera, Schreier, Osborne and Hamilton. So those positions have shuffled around a little bit. Hamilton's lost quite a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's quite surprising because his stop was a 10-second flat as he's coming up now on Justin Strickland on the inside here. Tell you what, that was a great move under brakes, but Justin didn't make it easy for him, but he's pulled that move off and he's up into fourth position.
Yeah, Justin went for the over-under there, but couldn't quite get it done, so yeah, move done for Gary Hamilton. Very, very strong, very good move.
Certainly was, and it was good racecraft from both drivers there, as we could see Justin try the over-under, but Gary just let him hang out there a bit longer, which is I think one of the tricks, isn't it, when you dive up the inside, to sit on the brakes a bit longer to make sure that driver can't get that undercut coming out of that corner.
Yeah, that's correct. You sort of park yourself on the apex so that you sort of, in essence, you use the word blocking, but it's not really blocking. But yeah, you certainly take the line, and so that other driver can't get the over-under. When it comes to racecraft, not only do you have to have racecraft to make a pass, but I also believe you need to have racecraft to be passed. I think that's part of being a good driver, is knowing how to be passed, as well as doing the passing itself.
Oh, definitely. It's a huge thing, and we saw that last night in the sports cars, watching and this should be familiar for you, Trent, since you're in the GT3s, but watching a lot of the GT3s using their racecraft to ensure that the faster cars got through safely and didn't ruin their race in the meantime. But at the moment, Marcelo's definitely closing in on Michael Schreier here.
Yeah, he's definitely shadowing him. Schreier's not getting away at all. Marcelo may just sit there. Probably again he'll just have a chance to look at Schreier's car, find out his strengths and weaknesses. Schreier had a chance to look at Rivera's car in the first half of this race, so now it's Rivera's turn to have a look at Schreier. So it's a little bit of cat and mouse, knowing where you're strong and you aren't. And Michael Schreier will know where his car is stronger than Rivera's, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out towards the end of this race.
Certainly will, and because Marcelo can't afford a bad finish, he's going to have to, if he's going to make this move, he's going to have to make it cleanly, because he's got a heck of a lot to lose if Michael and Marcelo tangle up here.
Yeah, that's true. But I think at the end of the day, Marcelo, he's a race car driver. If he sees a gap, I think he's going to go for it. But I'm sure he will take that little bit of extra care to make sure that any move he does will be a clean one.
Yeah, both of these drivers are top-notch drivers. So, but yeah, you're right. Race drivers don't really think about the points while they're out there racing, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, they'd end up making mistakes. But Aaron Osborne at the moment, he's still in third, 4.8 seconds down. He's dropped right off. Gary Hamilton sitting up there in fourth position, 12 seconds down, and then...
Sorry about that. Yeah, Marcelo's just running to the back of Schreier coming into turn one. He's just a little bit of wing damage from that one.
All right, we'll have a look at that on the replay, folks.
It was only the slightest of taps, but it was enough to damage. He was all over the back of Schreier. He definitely has pace.
Certainly does. He just caught the side front of his wing there, which has given him damage. That's going to probably cost him a bit in time. But one thing Schreier's lucky about is that iRacing doesn't have flat tyres at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. If that was in real life, there's every chance that Schreier could have had a puncture in that situation.
Yeah, so you're right though, Marcelo was all over him and he didn't really have anywhere to go, did he, to make that pass. But to Marcelo's credit though, he's still fighting on.
Yeah, I think a big problem with the fact that these guys are so evenly matched, and like we're talking, let's have a look at their qualifying time, it's less than a tenth of a second. 0.06 of a second between them per lap. So to make that pass is going to be really, really difficult. He looks like he's gone for it.
He certainly has.
Couldn't quite hold it there, so he's done it.
Yeah, he came streaming through there under brakes, didn't he? We were having a look out the back of Michael Schreier there, and Marcelo went so deep under brakes, I was expecting him to go flying off on the other side of that corner.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd get up there, and then he managed to hold it on the tight line and maintain speed, which is quite hard to do when you're taking that inside line to a corner. But he obviously figured out where his car was stronger than Michael Schreier's, and he made the move stick.
Certainly has. As we're looking at the replay now, that was a great move there. Too wide through turn one here. And fantastic move to be able to pull that off on the outside of turn two.
And he's even managed to gap him too. And don't forget, Marcelo's car is actually damaged, so to get that done with a damaged car, he's definitely on the pace.
Yeah, he's probably got so much adrenaline pumping at the moment, he probably doesn't realise his car's got damage, but it's definitely not slowing him down. He's starting to gap Michael here.
Yeah, just keep an eye on their lap times. Maybe Michael has a problem, or maybe he's short fueled and he's starting to save a little bit of fuel. But he certainly can't seem to match the pace that Marcelo Rivera has at the moment.
Yeah, and we're just having a look at Michael's car here, and he doesn't look like he's got any handling problems with that car from that touch, so he may just have to, he might be conserving fuel, as you called it there, Trent.
sort of shifting early. I'm just going to try and hear if I can hear him lifting off in the corners or not.
But I'll tell you what, Marcelo's pulled out a gap at the moment, 1.7 seconds over Michael Schreier, so there's definitely something going on with Michael here tonight for him to drop back so far, because he's definitely a lot faster than that.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like he's saving fuel. He sounds like he is short shifting and he's lifting ever so slightly just before the braking zones to just save that extra little bit of fuel to get him home. So he did have a quicker stop than Marcelo, so that could be what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, well, while he's saving fuel here, Aaron Osborne's starting to catch him. He's only 2.1 seconds down now, and looking at the lap times, Michael did a 1:34.34 last time by. Aaron Osborne did a 1:29.525, so he's 9/10 faster than Michael at this stage.
Yeah, so something's definitely up with Michael here. To me, it looks like he's fuel saving. It doesn't look like the car's damaged, as you said earlier, so he must have short filled. So it'll be interesting to find out after the end of the race if that is the case.
Yeah, well, he did have one of the fastest stops with the 10.1 second, which could explain now why he's trying to fuel save with 5 laps to go. But I'll tell you what, he'll be lucky to hang on to second at this rate.
Yeah, if he saves enough fuel, if he can, how far? He's still got 12 seconds of James Keenan fourth, so he might still be on for a podium. But I think trying to hold off Aaron Osborne might be a bit difficult if he's having to fuel save this drastically.
Well, that's right, and looking at that gap now, 1.3 seconds, so he's closed another 8/10, and Aaron's right on him now, so can expect him to be battling with 4 laps to go here. So as far as the championship goes, if Michael drops down too much further, how's this going to play into the hands of Marcelo?
It's hard to say with these drop rounds because, as I said, it's easy for Marcelo's points. Whatever he scores now is what he scores. He's had his 2. Yeah, Michael's just come on the radio saying that he is low on fuel and he's fuel saving. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, Marcelo, what he scores now is what he gets, whereas Michael still has 2 drop rounds he can use, so we won't get a clear image until right towards the final round, which is a problem with drop round championships. It's a bugger, but yeah, so at this stage there was 4 points between them. If we go off assuming bad rounds etc for Michael, we'll be looking at probably a 20 to 30 point shift towards Marcelo Rivera.
Okay, so I think we've got another 3 rounds to go, haven't we? 12 round championship, this is round 9, so 3 more after this. As we can see, Dylan Francis now, he's having a good battle with Matthew Nethercote and Simon Eriksson here. That's for 8th, 9th and 10th at the moment. Looking further down the field, we've got Michael McCabe here. He's having a bit of a battle with Scott Goodman for 15th and 16th position. Further down, TJ Brown still having a good drive out there in the number 15, but he's trying to close up here on Robert Dangry. So that's for 18th and 19th position at this stage.
Looks like the leaders have lapped everyone up to 24th position, so the top 24 cars are still on the lead lap at the moment.
Now, Also from 22nd to 23rd we have Andrew Kiss back here having a battle with Ashley Thomas. So there's battles right through the pack at the moment, so I'm sure all the drivers are having a great time out there tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a little bit messy at the start with the amount of cars we had on the track, but yeah, everyone's settled down now, and there's probably pairs of drivers all over the place having little battles with each other.
Yeah, and that's pretty good considering we've got 3 laps to go here, and it's great for the series too. Like 41 drivers out there. It looks like we've got 27 drivers at the moment, maybe 29 still circulating. I'm just having a look. Yeah, so we've lost quite a few at this stage of the race.
Yeah, we're having, as you said, there's some bigger names in that group of drivers that have dropped out, with the likes of Dylan Shepherd, Paul Nelson, Aaron Lee, David Pegler, Joshua Anderson. Yeah, so there's a few people have definitely lost out there. Michael Australia is definitely falling right back into the clutches of James Keane here, so he might even lose his podium.
Yeah, and James would, he'd want to get this position if he can, because that's going to help his teammate Marcelo here to, get as many points as he can back here. It looks like Leighton Fines also retired from the race tonight.
That's a shame. We saw that he had pace earlier on, trying to fight his way back up through the field, so obviously that hasn't worked out for him, unfortunately.
Definitely hasn't, and we'll see what's happened to Leighton shortly. But at the moment, James is pulling in on Michael, and it looks like Michael's trying to pick up that pace, so he wants to hang on to third if he possibly can, and they've got about coming up to their last lap now. So yeah, that definitely looks like Michael's going for it here to hold on to that position, because he's definitely picked up the pace with 1 lap to go.
Well, hopefully he saved enough fuel. He might have just thought, you know what, bugger it, I'm just going to go for it. He still wants that podium, so he's going to probably push hard to try and stay ahead of James Keane here to take that podium position.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't want to lose this position at all, and he's probably saying, well, let's go for it. If we run out of fuel, we've got the drop rounds up our sleeve here. But James is definitely closing in and having a look. He's not going to make a move. Well, he tried, but there's nowhere to go there. Probably coming up to the hairpin, he might have another look, I think.
Yeah, that's probably his next opportunity, just around this corner. Try and throw it down the inside. Australia's, he's going to take the defensive line. He's going to make it very hard to pass.
Certainly is, and James is having a look, but we should jump up to our leader here as Marcelo Rivera comes across the line to take round 9 of the Star Mazda Australian Championship here at Circuit Zolder. Second, Aaron Osborne, fantastic drive by Aaron, and look at this, side by side.
He's run out of fuel.
Oh, I tell you what, that was so close, and as you said, Michael has run out of fuel right on the line there. That's cost him third position and brought James up onto the podium there. So that was pretty exciting. Justin Strickland comes home in 5th position. We didn't see a lot of Justin tonight, but that's a great drive. Gary Hamilton in 6th. 7th is David Jellings. 8th, Simon Eriksson. 9th, Dylan Francis as he comes across the line, and rounding out our top 10 is John Barry.
I think I'm going to nickname David Jellings Mr. Consistency as well. He seems to just have those quiet races and finds himself in the top 10 in most races, so well done to him. Yeah, he's definitely got some consistent results going.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of David tonight, but as you said, he's come home in 7th position. And, I guess if you're in the top 10 and you don't get a lot of coverage, it's probably a good thing, because it means you haven't either crashed or haven't been involved in huge battles, so he'll be happy with that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Michael McCabe, he didn't set a qualifying time there, so he started dead last in 41st position and come home in 14th place.
Well, that might be our drive of the night, I think, then, because that's pretty good going around here with the size of the field and the quality of the field that we had tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly a contender, that's for sure.
TJ Brown, he's come home in 20th, and we saw he had a great result last night in the GT3s and a top 20 finish. That's not too bad for a field of 41 here. Okay, so we'll go through the full results here, and then we'll bring up some people for interviews. So, Marcelo Rivera wins tonight's round for Evolution Racing Australia, followed by Aaron Osborne in second. TD Racing, James Keane just gets Michael Schreier on the line as Michael runs out of fuel. So, James Keane third, Michael Schreier fourth. Fifth was Justin Strickland. Sixth, Gary Hamilton. Seventh, David Jellings. Eighth is Simon Eriksson. Ninth, Dylan Francis. 10th is John Barry. 11th was Matthew Nethercote, followed by Simon Galley, I guess we call him. In 12th, Paul Tajavara comes home 13th. 14th was Michael McCabe, followed by Scott Goodman. 16th was Sean Watts, and Harley Harlow comes home in 17th. Rodney Dangry is finishing in 18th. 19th, TJ Brown. 20th was Brock Kramer. 21st, Warren Pickering, followed by Andrew Kiss, and then Ashley Thomas in 23rd. 24th, Darren Lesu, followed by Andy O'Brien and Mark Espley. 27th, Joseph Falcamada, followed by Wayne Taylor. Leighton Fine, 6 laps down, classified as 29th. 30th is Alistair Whelan. So we're getting into our retirements here. Ben Darley 31st, Stephen Downs 32nd, Josh Anderson 33rd and 18 laps down. 34th, David Pegler, Aaron Farmer. Aaron Lee classified in 36th, but he crashed out pretty much on lap 3 or 2 or something. Damien Carr, Jeffrey Haley in 38th. 39th, Paul Nelson. They're probably the guys we saw crashing at the start there. Mark Rayner looks like he didn't complete a lap, and neither did Dylan Shepherd.
Also, something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the broadcast, our usual race controller Matt Wilkins was unable to join tonight, so we've had Josh Burden from JFF Racing volunteer his services to help out Scott Connors in the race control tonight, so a big thank you to Josh for his help tonight.
Okay, and it looks like we have race control down there, so we might as well bring those guys up and see how busy they were tonight. Hi Scott and Josh, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. How busy was race control out there tonight?
Surprisingly, wasn't that busy. Surprisingly, with 42 cars around Zolder, I was a bit worried at the start because 42 cars around such a tight track, there's really no way you can pass, and I was just a bit scared if some people were going to do some stupid stuff. But it was actually quite good. Everyone behaved themselves mostly. Didn't have to hand out any penalties. We'll see if we have any post-race or appeals, but had a few incidents at the start. I think one car didn't even leave their grid slot, so that wasn't too good. And then there was a few other incidents, but most of them were netcode, so and half of them were racing incidents. So other than that, it was good.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean out there from what we could see, and we did have quite a lot of retirements, but I guess that's not surprising for around here. We did see at the start there was an incident at the start line between 3 cars. Was that just that someone didn't get off the grid and they got rear-ended?
Yeah, I think it was Mark A. Rayner. I think he didn't go at all out of his grid slot, so I would say he had a bit of a hardware issue or somewhere along those lines, and yeah, he got collected, and then there was a netcode incident in the first corner which involved I think another 2 cars, but it's not much you can really do when it's netcode, because two drivers see two different things.
Yeah, well, that's right, and it's sort of, for the viewers out there that don't know what netcode is, it's basically the server guessing where the cars are, and both drivers may see a different version of it, but the server may think they've collided even though the drivers may not have thought they had. So guys, quite an exciting race really tonight, and it really didn't work in to the favour of Michael Schreier.
No, not at all. He was actually talking about it during the race. His pit stop was 1.8 seconds faster, I believe, than Marcelo's, and yeah, had to fuel save quite a fair bit in the last few laps there. But yeah, it was unfortunate for him, but that's just the way it goes, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right, and he apparently ran out of fuel just on the last corner there, which cost him third position. But Trent, it looks like we have our race winner Marcelo Rivera down here for an interview, so we'll bring Marcelo up and hear how his race went from his point of view. Hi Marcelo, welcome to RRTV's commentary booth, and congratulations on taking out round 9 of the Star Mazda Australian Championship here at Circuit Zolder tonight.
Hey guys, to be back on the winners list. Another race in the Smack Series. Well, I guess it was a pretty good race tonight. Nothing really too dramatic happened throughout. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty straightforward, good, solid win, really.
Yeah, and did you realise that you actually had front wing damage at any point after that touch with Michael coming into turn 1?
Yeah, my spotter did let me know that there was minor front wing damage. To tell you the truth, though, I didn't really feel much. I didn't really feel it in the car, so that was good, and so I was able to still keep pushing on confidently, knowing that I wasn't really losing too much time with the damage.
Yeah, and I guess you're pretty happy to hear that James managed to get Michael right on the line there for third position tonight.
Yeah, I was keeping my eye on that. I was over TeamSpeak letting Keeney know to keep pushing, because I think Schreier's running low on fuel, and I think that was noticeable because he did manage to jump me in the stops.
Yeah, he did a 10.1 second stop, but unfortunately he didn't put quite enough fuel in there to get it to the end, and he ran out just coming into the last chicane there, which cost him that third position. But getting back to your race here, how did the tyres go here, considering how hot it was out there tonight?
The tyres actually didn't feel like they fell off too much, to be honest. Yeah, of course, after the maybe first 2-3 laps, they have a initial drop off, but after that, like, they maybe a couple tenths, but then they kind of plateau and just stay at the same level for quite a while. So I feel like I'm normally not that good on my tyres, and I feel like others sometimes have an advantage throughout the race, but I didn't seem to struggle at all in this race.
It's fantastic to hear, and what I'll do, Marcelo, is I'll hand you over to Trent Thomas and see if Trent's got any questions for you.
No worries.
G'day Marcelo. Yeah, I guess probably a good feeling after your outing at Brands Hatch and the your fuel issues you had. It was good to see your main championship rival suffer not quite as drastic a problem as you had, but to see him have similar issues.
Yeah, no, I was definitely surprised to see that Schreier didn't get his stop right, because he's pretty well known for getting that pretty spot on. So initially I thought, my calculations, I gave myself a bit of a buffer, maybe a bit too much, and he just had it down pat, but wasn't to be. And I actually started fuel saving it just a little bit, just to be safe. I had a 3-second lead, so just to be safe, and in the end I had roughly 1.5 litres of fuel left at the end of the race. So yeah, it all went pretty well.
Yeah, after those pit stops, I don't know how early Michael was starting to save fuel, but yeah, you certainly seem to have the pace. You're all over the back of him for a few laps there, and then you had that minor contact into turn 1. It was probably lucky that didn't turn into anything worse for the two of you. You did well to avoid as much contact as you possibly could, and then the move on the following lap, Bernie and I both commented on that, and it was quite impressive that you got it to stick down the inside and still managed to maintain that speed to take advantage into turn 2 as well, so well done on that move.
Yeah, well, after we made that contact where I got my front wing damage, I wanted to make sure that the next time I did make a move that it was clear, so I made sure to make sure I was really down the inside of him, just so that there was no confusion whether I was going or not. But besides that, when I was behind him, I wasn't sure what my strategy was really going to be, because I knew we had third place around roughly 3 seconds behind us, and at this stage I didn't know that Shreya was running low on fuel, so I was still thinking, oh well, I might get him and then we'll start battling, and then that'll bring third place into it, and really the more cars, the worse it is for us, because I want to keep it just to a minimal, just to give myself better chance of winning. So, but then once I got past him and saw that he was backing off, then yeah, I was pretty comfortable in first and just made sure to keep it on the track.
Once again, congratulations on the win. And before you go, I'll pass you back over to Bernie, but are there any sponsors and stuff you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just thanks to Davidov, and thanks to ERA for just being such a great team to be a part of. And thanks to you guys again for hosting the night, Cheers, guys.
Fantastic. Well, once again, Marcelo, congratulations on tonight's win, and we look forward to seeing you on the track next Thursday night.
Cheers, guys. Still hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, we were commenting during the broadcast there that it's looking pretty tight there for you, so I'm sure that tonight's win comes at a welcome relief.
Yeah, it certainly does. It just means I still live to fight another day and can't afford another drop round.
Yeah, well, you're a racing driver, so I'm sure you won't be thinking about that next Thursday. But anyway, Marcelo, thanks for coming up, and we'll catch up with you next week, mate.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, Trent. Well, it looks like we've got Michael Shreya waiting to come up for an interview, so I might let you have this interview, mate.
Of course you would. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I'm a team player. You know that.
G'day, Michael. Welcome to the RRTV commentary box. Congratulations on almost podium. Do you just want to talk us through your pit stop and what seemed to be fuel saving towards the end of that race?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Basically I short fueled a little bit. I thought I had the fuel numbers right, but obviously didn't, and had the fuel save. But it was just such a great race anyway. It was good fun battling up the front there for a while, and just couldn't hang on for third.
Yeah, we were watching that last lap battle with James Keane there, and it looks like you almost had him, and you must have run out of fuel pretty much right on that last corner, which unfortunately dropped you back to 4th place.
Yeah, sure did, Trent. Yeah, just coughed on the last corner, and I pretty much said to James, just take the inside. And yeah, she was all over, but still solid result in 4th, and happy with the performance. It was good.
Yeah, it was the first half of that race. There was 4 of us, I believe, that were running pretty close. Aaron Osborne was pretty close to you for a fair bit of that race. Did you feel much pressure from him behind you when you were running second?
No, not really. I was just trying to save as much fuel as I could behind Marcelo, and try and get the jump in the stop. But obviously it didn't pay off for me tonight. Some races it has, but no, not tonight.
Yeah, that's something we've commented on before, is you're pretty much the man when it comes to pit stops. You usually make up sometimes up to 3 to 5 seconds on those pit stops. Unfortunately, it just wasn't your night tonight.
No, that's the way it goes. Some nights it is and some nights it isn't. So yeah, no, still good fun though.
Yeah, it looked like you were having fun. track temperature seemed to be up a little bit tonight. How did you find the grip of the car? Was it fairly balanced and stable and fairly grippy, or was it a bit loose and slippery?
Nah, Trent, I found it was pretty grippy, to be honest. Not much difference from the Monday night official practice server. No, it's pretty good.
So I might pass you over to Bernie if he's got any questions he wants to ask.
No, I don't have too many for Michael. I guess the main question is, at what point in the race after that pit stop did you realise that you had to start fuel saving?
Pretty much 2 or 3 laps into the stint, and yeah, I knew I wasn't going to make it, so I had to try and gain a lap and a half, and yeah, it was pretty much half throttle down the straights and try and consolidate third, but just couldn't manage it.
Yeah, we weren't sure when we first saw that. We thought you might have had some sort of damage from that touch with Marcelo coming to turn 1, but it became pretty clear after a few laps that you were in fact fuel saving. But bad luck on that, but still the 4th finish is a solid result, and as you said, the main thing is you've had a lot of fun out there tonight and enjoyed the race.
Yeah, that's it, and that's thanks to you guys for putting it all on and for us coming along to enjoy it. It's good fun.
Fantastic. Well, before we let you go, Michael, do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors?
Yeah, just CSR Fabrications, Osram, Light Up Balgola, and all our associated sponsors, and of course all our teammates that always help us along the way at Synergy Sim Racing. Yeah, thanks guys.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you back on the track next week.
No problem guys, thanks again.
So folks, that was Michael Schreier, and Michael came home in 4th position after having to fuel save quite a fair bit during that race. But all in all, Trent, there was quite a few twists and turns during that race, and a fair bit of action out there.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was actually fairly clean considering the size of the field at the beginning of the race. There was a fairly high attrition rate at the end there, but yeah, all in all, I think there was quite a few battles happening throughout the entire field, so hopefully everyone out there had a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have. Also found out what happened to Leighton Fine. He actually caught the, what do you call it? I was going to call it the curb, but more like the ramp. Into the first chicane there, which pretty much ended his race, and the car behind him also got a lot of air. So I think those curbs tonight did claim quite a few of the drivers.
Yeah, certainly it did claim some of the quick drivers too, so not everyone. Well, just because you're a quick driver doesn't mean you're exempt from making mistakes or getting bitten by certain aspects of a track, as we found out tonight with a few drivers.
Certainly did, and Zolder does bite hard if you get it wrong. A lot of tricky corners here, but looking ahead here, this was round 9, round 10's coming up next week. Do you know where we're going for that round?
Yes, I'm ahead of you. I've been researching, looking this, because I knew you were going to ask me this question. We're off to Donington Park, the national layout of that track. It's a new track for the SMAC series. We've never raced there before. So it's the shorter version of the Donington Park circuit, where instead of hitting the left chicane and going down to the hairpin and then coming back up to the start-finish line, it's just a quick right-left chicane to the start-finish line. So it gets rid of that little extra section there, so it's just a shorter course for Donington.
And I reckon it's going to be a fantastic race, and I think the Star Mazda is going to be perfectly suited for Donington. It's a really fast flowing track there, and being in these high downforce cars, I think they're going to get a heck of a lot of pace around there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the final 3 races all should suit this car very well, with Barber Motorsports Park as round 11 after Donington, and our season finale at Phillip Island, which was a cracker of a race last season. So hopefully these last few races turn it on as we get towards the end of this season.
Oh, I'm sure they will. We've had a ripper season in the Star Mazda Australian Championship for this season, and the guys are really putting on an entertaining show out there for all our viewers. But speaking of our viewers, we must thank you all for tuning in live tonight. It means a lot to us having you guys there. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. If you liked tonight's broadcast, as always, press the like button, it does help. Also tell your friends and family. If you think there's anything out there we can do to improve the broadcast, just leave us a comment and I'll see what I can do to make this broadcast more enjoyable for you. If you missed last night, folks, we had the Australian Sports Car Pro-Am. That was round 1 at Silverstone. The replay is on our channel. If you like that sort of racing, check that out. Looking forward to the week though. Our next broadcast will be Sunday night for the SEK Queensland GT series, and that's going to be a sprint round, so definitely tune in to that, and I'll have Adrian Jarvis back up here in the commentary box. But anyway, Trent, thanks for being the partner in crime here tonight, and once again it's been great having you up here.
I just want to butt in here and say a big thanks to Josh tonight for filling in for race control as Matt couldn't make it. So massive thanks to you, Josh. And because it's always good to have a second pair of eyes. It's a bit hard when you have to do it by yourself. So massive thanks to him, and thank you to all the drivers coming out and for you guys to broadcasting. Always big help and getting the series out there.
No worries, mate. I'll probably jump back on next week and do the same thing.
Fantastic, because race admin's one of those thankless tasks, but it's something that's critical for this this great event to be successful. So anyway, folks, on behalf of Trent Thomas, Scott Connors, Josh Burden, I'm Bernie Weemers, and thanks for watching RRTV.